So staging. Staging
Yes.
is a super interesting topic to me.
I love staging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Staging. And when we talk about staging, we're talking about staging a house or staging a condo, or staging a townhouse. And why would you do staging? And we're going to talk all about staging. But first, I'm Carolyn Smith.
And I'm Diana Thornton.
And we are realtors with Carpenter Kessel at Compass. And we love to share with you our thoughts on lifestyle and coastal living and real estate. And we would love for you to reach out to us and tell us what you think about those things, if you have any ideas on topics or just thoughts on what we're talking about today.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it. So staging is fun because I just had this conversation with somebody yesterday.
Okay.
And, we go into a house. Sometimes they're furnished. Sometimes they're not furnished. So when they're furnished, what do you think staging is for a furnished house?
So great question.
Yeah.
So, and I've had this conversation a lot lately, actually.
Yeah.
So if a home is occupied and
Yes.
it does have furniture,
Yeah.
what I personally like to do is, try to declutter as much as possible.
Yeah.
But then also if there's filler items that need to be done to just make it a little bit more, I don't want to say generic, but just more appealing to the masses, I should say.
Yes.
Right? We don't want all sorts of, well, I love funky things and what have you. We want it to just be kind of like a blank slate. Like anyone who walks in can envision themselves there. I think filler things. I always talk about white bedding, white shower curtains. Yes, I feel like they photograph so well.
I might have to steal that tip.
Yes, yes. I feel like if you need to, get rugs to define spaces a little bit more, you can do that. I've done that before. And then
Little accessories on the, like if you have one of those tubs with the tub deck, I always feel like a few little accessories. And I know that, controversial subject here, but a lot of realtors are like, take down all your family photos and take down all the personalized photos. And I am a big proponent of, look, it's a privacy thing. So if you do not want your family photos all over the internet, but in today's world where most people are putting their family photos all over the internet anyway, I feel like it lends some sort of sense of connection to people.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you enter someone's home, again, you might see their photos, you might not.
Yeah.
But when you do, it's like you're seeing, how they live.
And
like,
their joy
their
of living
story,
there. Yeah.
And I know we talked about this before, but like I'm one that's very much like, I want to know their story. Like,
yes.
What memories did you create here? What is your most favorite thing that, about this home?
Yes.
Did you raise your kids? Did you, I don't know, second stage of life? Is this your, what have you done here? I want to know those things.
Yeah. So I love the photos and I love don't take everything off your kitchen counter. We don't want it to look like people will take everything off. Like the kitchen counter is like, there's not one thing out. Like leave some things out.
It's funny. I'm probably one that's like, okay, take as much down as possible on your kitchen counter because I'd like, again, clean lines and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to leave some stuff. Leave your coffee maker, maybe a cute little stage that way.
But even if you take off like appliance stuff, like put something up, put up some shells or some flowers or some cute little photos or something because it looks so blank. And I like it to look like cute.
You can live here.
Charming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Inviting.
Yeah. And I also think, so there are stagers, professional stagers, and we make use of professional stagers.
Yes.
But for an occupied home, I feel like a lot of realtors are very good at helping you stage it. You don't need to bring in. I mean, some realtors may not be good at that. And then,
Correct.
yes, you want to bring in a professional. But staging an occupied home also involves moving your furniture where it may not work best for you, but it looks the best when I walk in the room, and it's the best for traffic pattern. Like,
Absolutely.
how will somebody going to your home to see your home, how will they walk through the space? And is there a chair in their way or an ottoman or a coffee table or whatever? Like,
I'm literally just having the same conversations recently. It's funny. So I feel like there are some things that I feel confident in my abilities to do. If it's simple things. However, if it's, rearranging furniture or tweaking a little bit, I don't mind bringing in, I know that you have contacts. I have a great Rolodex of suite, stagers and stuff locally too, that will just come in and, I'll pay for an hour just to kind of come help me tweak and, really make the space a little bit more welcoming, a little bit more open for photo purposes and stuff too. Because sometimes also and we talked about this in the office before too.
Yeah.
It's better if we connect people and then the stager tells them, because we don't ever want to offend them about their home either. And that's not our job.
Yeah.
But we want to put our best foot forward for them and for ourselves. And, we never want to start off on the wrong foot either.
Yeah. I'm a little brutally honest. But I tell people that up front. I'm like, look, you need to know this. Like, you called me. You need to know, like, I'm going to be brutally honest about your price. I'm going to be brutally honest about your house. I'm going to be brutally honest about the things that you need to do to get that sold. Sure. Because that's why you called me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I am a little, but I'm nice about it. I say it in a nice way, mostly.
With a smile.
Mostly.
With a smile.
Yeah. So what about a vacant home? What are your thoughts on vacant homes?
I still think staging's important.
Yeah.
Whether you do, obviously we have the great option now to virtually stage, which is fantastic. Yeah. But I do feel like especially if you're going to do open houses and everything, people use their senses to buy, right? Yeah. So they want to walk in, they want to see it, they want to touch it, they want to feel it. They, if you're baking cookies and you have that smell, you want to do all of those things. So how they can...
I agree.
Okay.
1,000%. Because my feeling and how I explain it to people to start off is when you go see a model home and the builder has built a beautiful brand new home, nothing is touched, nothing's damaged, everything's beautiful, it's perfect.
New.
Yes. It's been professionally designed, so all the finishes go together. Everything's perfect. Do they stage that house? Do they put furniture in that house?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, they do.
And why? Because, in my opinion, the house looks bigger. The rooms look bigger with furniture in them. People always think, well, it looks bigger without anything in it. Not true.
No, I agree with you.
Sense of scale. How's a couch going to fit in this space? Where would the bed go? What size bed?
See, I'm so glad you talked about scale too, because that's something that I've talked about with one of my girlfriends, or a couple of them actually, and really scaling rugs, artwork, bed sizes, obviously furniture in general. But yes, to do a proper scale of it, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's just somebody imagining themselves in the space. They need to understand, like, oh, this is how it would lay out, and it just lends a different sense of connection. And when you walk into an empty space, it's sort of like, I don't know. I feel like for a lot of people, it's just like, oh, it's just this empty room. It doesn't, they can't feel connected to it without something.
Especially too, if there's any like architectural, like, I say funkiness, like if there's like, certain, if walls are a little bit, like if it's not just like your regular square room, right? If there's bump outs or this or that, it's like, okay, well, how would I use this particular wall? How would I use this? Where are the windows at? I love symmetry myself. The house that we bought, I love it so much. And I know that we've talked about, like, we're working from the outside in. There's a lot of things that are not symmetrical. And so I'm having a hard time like placing my daughter's furniture. And okay, it's like, well, can we rework this and whatnot too? So I feel like that also matters. So being able to have someone come in and be like, okay, this is how we're going to utilize it. This is, so people can be like, yes.
And they think of, and the stager will think of something like, oh, we're going to make this cute little area that you didn't think of, but also they have all the stuff.
Yes.
And people are like, oh, staging's expensive. Honestly, it's not expensive.
It's worth it.
It's so worth it. And you have to think they're storing the furniture and all the accessories in a warehouse somewhere. They're picking up, the mover is picking up the things. They're bringing them to the house.
Yes.
They're unloading, setting everything up. And then at the end, they have to pack it all up again and take it all out and put it back in the warehouse. It's so worth it.
Yes.
It's so worth it. And so I believe 1,000% in staging. My feeling on virtual staging is a little bit different in that I used to love virtual. Like when it first came out, I thought, oh, this is the coolest thing. And I see so many people do it. And it looks great.
It does.
In the MLS or in any portal that you're looking at it as a picture. My problem with it has become when I go out with buyers and they've seen the virtual stage photo, right? And this is what they think it's going to look like. It's almost the same thing as when somebody lived in the house, had all their furniture there. That's how the pictures were taken, and then they moved out. So now the buyer's all excited. I'm going to go in. It's going to look like this. And then they walk in, and it's like
almost a sense of disappointment.
Oh. Like it doesn't look like it looked in the pictures. It looks different, and not in a good way different.
Sure. I mean, I do think, yes, if you opt not to do in-house staging or real staging, right?
Yeah.
I do think virtual staging is a great option.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying too.
Yeah.
I do think it's great, especially though, if you are able to maybe even at least print out pictures and stuff for your clients if you're walking into a cleaned out house, just because it is a great way for people who are not good about visualizing. It is a good way to just be like, okay, this is how the room could be set up too.
Yes.
So
I agree.
It's helpful. I mean, I think real life staging is, a little bit more, the more direction, at least that I'm going lately, but I mean, virtual staging is still a great option.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying. Again, people want to use their senses, right? They want to see it. They want to touch it. They want to
go in and sit down on the couch and think, this is how it would feel if I had this house and sat in this living room.
Yes.
It's amazing how many people will sit down in a house when they're really loving it.
And it's so funny that you bring this up, actually. Yesterday, I went to 2 open houses. They were next to each other. I took some clients. One was beautifully to the nines, staged, cleaned, smelled great, everything.
Yeah.
The other one, it was a great house as well, but it was vacant.
Yeah.
And no furniture. It's like, okay, well, did that? And they were, again, same neighborhood, right next to each other. So it's like, okay, well, wait, should we do this or should we do that? So like, again, being able to paint a full picture for your clients is so helpful.
Yeah, the clean and the smell good, that's important too.
Yes, absolutely.
Super, clean your house.
Absolutely.
And I think on that, the last thing that we really should talk about is what you kind of were talking about, which is if there's something funky. So that could be funky architecturally, which we can't do a lot about. But let's say the carpet's old or the paint's weird and I'm not calling your paint weird.
Yes.
I'm not trying to call your paint weird,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of calling your paint weird. Let's say your daughter loved Pepto-Bismol pink and you painted her room Pepto-Bismol pink or whatever, and you want to appeal to the masses, like you said, or you didn't do any landscaping. It was like something you were going to get to down the road. So your curb appeal is not great. That's staging too.
It is.
That's staging too. And sometimes people are like, but that can be expensive. And we have a good option.
We do.
At Compass.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Compass Concierge.
Compass Concierge.
I will tell you, I've never had a client use it. So we've not explored that yet. But have you had anyone use it?
Yes, I've had multiple people use it. It is so amazing. It's so good. So it's so easy. The client, so let's say the things we talked about. You want to do landscaping, you want to do a little painting. I've had people do even more than that, flooring. And you have like a ratty, torn up blind, and you don't want to have nothing on your window because you're still living there or whatever. So what they do is they take your equity in your home and they say, instead of going out and getting a home equity line, you can go to Compass Concierge. You apply. It is so easy. They apply online. The decision is within a day or two. They come back and they say, you are approved. And there's limits and it's based on the value of your home and things, but it's very, very easy. I've never had anyone say, oh, they couldn't qualify. Somebody painted the whole exterior of their house, needed to be painted. Yeah. So they did all of that, like pressure clean paint. We did a few other little things. We were able to do all their repairs, get it really ready for sale. And it was approved very quickly. It is so easy. And you don't pay it back until you close.
Until you close in your house.
Until you close. So for this, this was a single mom. She didn't have extra cash laying around to do these things.
Or probably the time to do it either.
Right. And we're not doing things that don't earn money.
Sure.
Right? Because the things that earn you money are things like landscaping, paint, things like that. They pay back at more than 100%. So you're getting more than 100% return on those things, or like bad flooring, things like this. And so she was able to, I've had lots of people use it, but for her it was especially great because she didn't have like a savings account to pull from. So she got approved very quick. They have 2 ways to pay. They can pay the contractor directly, or they can send you, depending on the dollar amount, they can send you the check, and you pay the contractor. And then it's just simple.
I love that.
And the money is released right away.
I love that you've had someone use it before, or multiple people use it. I have not encountered that. Not that I haven't offered, but it just hasn't been something that's...
If somebody has their own funds available, it's not as big a deal.
Sure.
They may say, why would I want to do that? I'm just going to pull the money out of my account and I'll just do those things.
This is such a great option.
But for people who are tighter on funds, or all their money is tied up in their house, such a great option. And as far as I know, I'm sure there's maybe some other brokerages that have it, but Compass has really perfected it. And it's so easy to use, so easy for a client and a seller. And I love it. I think it's like one of the best tools in our little toolbox.
I love our toolbox. Great toolbox.
We love Compass.
Yes.
We're
yes,
Compass
we do.
fans. Yeah. So,
big fans.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's all. If you're looking to buy or sell, Diane and I would love to help.
Yes.
So,
if you have any questions too about Compass Concierge, obviously Carolyn is an expert, but
Diana can help too. We have all the information on it, and it's a really good, it's a really great program.
It is.
That's what I'll say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Cheers.
Bye.